Hey, welcome back to Essential JavaScript Libraries for Web Design. In this lesson, you'll learn how to use and manage JavaScript libraries more efficiently using Bower. Now, Bower is a package manager for the web, which means it's able to install different packages depending on what you need for your project. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're building a website and you want to use Twitter Bootstrap. And normally you would go to Bootstrap website, you would download some files, or maybe you would link to them via the CDN. And also Bootstrap depends on Jquery to work. All its plugins depend on Jquery. So you need to install Jquery as well. And how do you do that? Well, you go to the Jquery website, you download the latest version, and you place it in your project folder. And that might seem, pretty easy to do, but there is even an easier way. Notice on Twitter Bootstrap, for example, you see a section here called Install with Bower. And you get a command like this, Bower install Bootstrap. And in fact, this is all you need to get the framework and all of its dependencies, for example, Jquery. So let me show you how to work with Bower. First of all, you need to install it, and Bower depends on Node.js. If you've worked with frameworks before, then it's possible you're familiar with Node.js. Basically, this is a platform for building applications. And you can go to nodejs.org, install it, and then you're good to go. So the first thing we got to do is open up the terminal. Yeah, this is the terminal window. And then to install Bower, I'm going to do this npm install -g for global Bower and hit enter. Now, as you can see, we have an error here. It says, please try running this command again as root or administrator. And to do that, you need to type sudo npm install -g Bower. And it's going to ask you for your admin password. Put that in. And once you do that, you can start installing Bower on your computer. Now, once you do that, you're ready to start using it. And remember what Bower is. It is a package manager. And that doesn't mean it's only for JavaScript. It will manage any type of package, even if HTML, CSS, images, anything, basically. I mean, think of Bootstrap. This is not just JavaScript. It also has a lot of CSS involved, some HTML to it, and a few images. So if you're looking for a certain package, then you can go to the website, search packages. Here you will see a list of all the packages that can be installed via Bower, or you can search for something. So for example, if I search for font awesome, it says right here, font awesome. But since we're using the terminal, you can also do that in here. So if you do Bower search, it's going to give you a list of all the packages that can be installed. It's the same list that you see here. Yeah, if we scroll up, you can see just how large the list is. But you can actually filter them by using a search term. So if I do Bower search font awesome, it displays the packages that can be installed. And this right here is the handle. Or if you do Bower search Jquery, you get all of the packages that contain Jquery. Now, to install a package is really simple. I have a folder here called Bower Demo. It's on my desktop. So the first thing you gotta do is navigate to the folder you want to install the packages into. So I'm going to do that by using the cd command. I'm going to go to my desktop. cd stands for change directory. And then I'm going to do cd Bower Demo. And as you can see, it's a blank directory. And in here, let's say I want to install Bootstrap. I'm going to say Bower install Bootstrap. And this will download the Bootstrap package from GitHub. And right here it says Bootstrap version, so the hash sign stands for the version, 3.2.0 Bower components / Bootstrap. This represents the location where it's been downloaded. And also at the bottom here, you can see that it says Jquery version 2.1.1. And when it's displayed like this, it means Bootstrap depends on Jquery. So now if we take a look inside Bower components, we can see the Bootstrap folder with everything it needs. If you go to the dist folder, you can see the CSS files, fonts used, and also the JavaScript. And if you go to Jquery, well, in the dist folder, you're going to see a minified and a normal version of Jquery. If you want to install a different version of a package, then you simply use the hash sign. So for example, let me delete these. And let's say I want to install version 1.8 from Jquery. Well, first of all, I can check which versions are available. I can do Bower info, Jquery, and that will give me information about the versions. So as you can see, we have available versions from 1 all the way to 2. So with that, I can do Bower install Jquery hash sign 1.5.2, for example. And this will install that version of Jquery. Okay, so now if I do ls, it's going to give me a list of all the folders and files in my current directory. So right from the get-go, you can see how valuable this is when working with packages. You saw just how easy it was to install Bootstrap along with Jquery, which is a dependency, and you can do this for basically any package that you find in Bower. Now, searching for packages and installing them by hand is okay, it already saves you a bunch of time, but imagine you're doing this a lot and you're doing the same thing over and over. Let's say you have a framework that you're working with, and on that framework, on every project that you're going to build with that framework, you have basically the same packages. Well, you can use a file called bower.json to make installing packages a bit simpler. So I'm going to go to Sublime Text here. I'm going to create a new file called bower.json. And I'm going to start with an object. I'm going to say name. So this will be the name of your project. Let's say tuts plus. Next is going to be a version. I'm going to put 1.0. And then you can have an option for dependencies. Now dependencies, you can use another object here to list all of the packages that your project needs. So for example, let's say I want Jquery on this project. So I'm going to do Jquery. And also you can specify which version to use. And in here, I'm going to say latest. So we save this, and let me get rid of the Bower components folder here. And then we can go to terminal. And while I'm inside the folder which contains my bower.json file, I can do this, bower install. And this will read the bower.json file and will install all the packages that are listed inside dependencies. So as you can see now, it installed the latest version of Jquery. Let's say, for example, that I want another package. I want font awesome as well. Well, I can simply do it here, font awesome. And again, I want the latest version. And now I can do two things. I can either do Bower install or I can do Bower update. And this will update the existing plugins and also download new ones if they don't exist. So right now we have Jquery and font awesome. Now let's say that on top of these I need Bootstrap. I can either go to my JSON file and add it right here, or I can go to my terminal directly and do Bower install Bootstrap and then -- save. and this will install Bootstrap, and also will add an extra dependency on my project. As you can see, Bootstrap version 3.2.0. So this is great if you forgot to add something to your JSON file and you want to do it really, really fast. And there you go. That's a very quick tour of Bower and how to use it. So what you can do from here on is keep a bower.json file in your project and update its dependencies list to download the packages you need. And the cool thing about it is that if you put latest version to each dependency, all you gotta do is hit Bower update to update those files to the newest versions. And that will save you a bunch of time. Now, Bower will be used in the following lessons pretty much most of the time. There are a few libraries that cannot be downloaded via Bower just yet, but on most of them, we're going to use a bower.json file. Next time on Essential JavaScript Libraries for Web Design, you'll learn how to use the Modernizer library. So I'll see you there.